He thought either Harry didn't take the warning seriously or he was sleeping on duties. At this point, wireless was a new technology. Yes, come on now. A black man named Glanville Woods operated telecommunication. Y'all, Glanville Wood. Yes. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to talk about Glanville Wood was well known in his past drums. We knew that the drums was the first wireless communication. Yeah, the drums was, y'all. It was invented from Africa in 1878. But Mr. Woods became the chief engineer of a giant British steamship called the Ironside, you guys, back in the 1800s. Glanville Wood was the chief engineer. He ran that boat. His invention of the telegraph system allowed communication from train to train. While moving, it allowed the trains to know where each ones were always. He modernized the telephone and telegraph. His invention transferred to all moving vehicles, even the Titanic. He had over 60 patents and won a lawsuit over Thomas Edison, where he was trying to get his patent for. Wood's most notable invention, the multiplex telegram, was known as the induction telegram. 1887, this man invented this the wireless communication, y'all. Glanville Wood. Even Mr. Wood's voice telephone was acted on sea, y'all, as well as the Titanic. Also, Mr. Woods defeated Thomas Edison, a lawsuit that challenged his patent, and he turned down Edison's offer to make him a partner. By the time of his Titanic, Mr. Woods' invention crossed over to other vehicles. What's more, the Titanic and other ships was using this new wireless technology. And that's where Ernest Spirit led everybody to, because that's where it started at. That's where they started shooting Ernest from. All right, I'm gonna keep it going. Niger, y'all. In the meantime, different ships was warning the Titanic that the iceberg was ahead. Who you calling? Who you calling now? All the time. That had been warning you guys all the time. Some of them people could have been saved of all of them, but that man, first of all, they didn't have the binoculars to see beyond the ship. They were just lazy. And then secondly, this man wouldn't even get him the warning signs. He was in the room asleep. Oh, that's what they testified to, allegedly. Who are you calling, Harry? Asked Larry while he holds the telephone to his ear. Some of these warnings is marked for Captain Smiley. This is emergency. All these warning signals. Who you think I'm calling? I'm calling the captain, man. None of these messages made it to the bridge, but I'm finna make sure they get to the bridge. I'm calling Fred, the lookout man. He should give this important message to the captain. Remember, Fred was Nigel's white friend, where they worked together when they was in Ireland. At once, Fred called back. He climbed down the ladder. He walked into the wireless room. Damn, Harry. Damn, Harry. Ooh, Lord, man, you look like you seen a ghost. Ooh, dude, you look bad, dude. Harry's the one that killed Nigel, y'all. Look, bro. Nightly, I see a dark figure. Nigel hunting his butt now. I see him every night, a dark figure in my room. And one felt like he was shaking me. I think that's Nigel. What you think? Felt like he was shaking me. Oh, I murdered that Negro businessman and postal worker. He's gonna hunt me forever. I'm doomed. I'm gonna be hunted forever. Then Fred replied, Nigel was my friend. Nigel and I worked together in Belfast, Ireland. He helped build the Titanic. When he came back from the United States to visit his parents, he was the most intelligent man I knew. He consulted me before coming down here with y'all. He wanted to help y'all get this ship back on track. That's all Nigel wanted to do to you guys. Help us out. Also, he could help you transmit those messages because you didn't know how to transmit them properly. I witnessed you, Harry. I saw you, Harry. I saw you when you shot my friend in the back. Without a doubt, his spirit lives on. At the same time, the equipment in the wireless room began to rattle. It scared Harry while the door jammed up. He tried to run, but he couldn't open the door. I gotta get out of that room. I got to get out of this room and stop it. Stop sending these messages. Stop it. Oh, these warning messages kept coming in, but he kept saying stop. There was accumulation of messages where other ships were trying to warn the Titanic operated a large field of ice was ahead. But the ice report was ignored, and not even the captain was aware of it. So Nigel was right. Nigel was right all this time. All we had to do was listen. And he was trying to stir us around so we can avoid this mess, but you killed him. My friend just was trying to help us. While in a sitting position, Fred begins beating Harry upside his head. You better, my friend, I saw you hit him. You were hitting the man. You were beating him all in the head. I saw you shoot him in the back. Harry covers his face, man. Oh, man, Harry just was covering his face like that, trying to dodge some licks. Fred was beaten. Oh, then Larry pulled Fred away. Stop, Fred, please, stop. I don't believe in ghosts. I just don't believe in ghosts, but I hope Nigel's spirit won't allow you to rest day and night. I hope you don't rest day and night. What you did to my friend was wrong. Harry leaps up. He tried to open the door. The doorknob turned into oh my God, the doorknob turned to a hand. Oh, that's what he was hallucinating. Harry. Oh boy, did you see it? Did you see it? Harry said that the doorknob turned to the hand and squeezed my hand so hard till the circulation was coming off. Man, let's go, man. Harry, you just hallucinate. No one is holding your hand, said Larry. But I'm terrified. Man, I'm terrified of that witch Melinda. I'm terrified of her. Harry told Fred, I'm just scared of Melinda. She's going to put a curse on this entire boat. Listen, here. Listen now. We're doomed. We got that witch on this boat. We're doomed. Listen at the warning signal. We're doomed. Heavy ice ahead. The warning signal. You can hear it now. You can hear it now. Everybody hearing it. Detour. Heavy ice ahead. Heavy ice ahead. Detour. Man. That's what they've been trying to tell us all the time. Linda tried to tell you. Nigel tried to tell us. Try to warn us. What we do just killed them. Another boat sent another. Warning. Dangerous ice ahead. These boats keep sending all these warning signals. Of course, the wireless operator knew they was in danger, but their negligence was caused many dead passengers. Evil is here in this room. Harry whispered. Yes, don't you feel that evil's in this operating room? A green mist, you don't see that green mist coming through the wireless operator equipment? Harry still hallucinating because he done killed Nigel. Nigel hung him. Let me out! Let me out! I'm trapped in this room. All this green mist in here. Let me out this room. I'm trapped. Don't y'all see all this green mist? Nigel! Nigel! Is that you, Fred shouts? Is that Nigel? So much evil is in this room. We're trapped in this room. Let us out. The mist started to increase, and it appears that it's shaped into the form of a man. Nigel? Nigel, is that you, bro? That's Fred. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow, said Nigel. He points to Harry. Harry, you reap what you sow, Harry. You reap what you sow. The door swung open, and then it disappeared. Eerie. Ooh, that was some eerie stuff, said Fred. Meanwhile, Fred was walking to find Captain Smitty. He saw and approached Dr. Anderson. Oh, Lord. He told him that Harry was seeing that dead Negro he killed. Dr. Anderson, you got to do something about that banging down there. He told him that he saw him too. Okay, so Dr. Anderson was locking the clinic door up. He listened carefully. He told Fred that he'll check on the wireless operator later. Lord, you got the active imagination, said Dr. Anderson was just saying, calm your voice down, because Fred was explaining to Dr. Anderson everything he's saying, everything that Harry was saying. Now remember now, we finna go into Dr. Anderson is Ellen's biological dad. And this is where we're gonna start right here. Fred looks. He saw Dr. Anderson. He said, I worked with these black people for many years. I know they have powerful spirits after death. These black people, they get together and do that voodoo ceremony. They have powerful spirits. After death, they may return. Egon, their ancestors, especially the restless soul. We're getting ready to experience pure hell on the Titanic. Yeah, we're getting, and that's ending on page 134. You're getting ready to experience pure hell on the Titanic. Titanic sunk April 12th, April 1912. Yeah, I believe it's between the 14th and the 15th. Rest in peace, Aunt Linda, and the rest of our ancestors that's buried under the sea. This is Glanville Wood. How I'm tying him into the Glanville Wood. I'll tie him to the Titanic. They were using a telegraph, that first telecommunication, a wireless communication of his, and the wireless operator was, and they also was using those boilers down there in the bowels of the Titanic, where you store the coals for fuels to keep the ship floating. Glanville Wood.
John Woods was traveling as an engineer. He developed the ideas for one of his most popular inventions, the multi-plate telegraph. He gained his first patents in 1984 for the steam boiler furnace and the telephone transmitter. His next patent was for an apparatus that combined the telephone and the telegraph, called the telegraphone. The invention allowed someone from a telegraph station to send messages through a single wire. The invention became very popular, and Woods would sell the rights of the device to the American Bell Telephone Company. In 1887, he gained another patent for a device that allowed the train stations and the engineers on the train to communicate while the trains were moving. The device was called the synchronous multiplex railway telegraph. White supremacy began to rear its ugly head when Thomas Edison tried to steal Woods' patent for the synchronous multiplex railway telegraph. Edison, Woods, and his brother Laides created the Woods Electric Company. During the time Woods was traveling as an engineer, he developed the ideas for one of his most popular inventions, the multiplex telegraph. He gained his first patents in 1984 for the steam boiler furnace and the telephone transmitter. His next patent was for an apparatus that combined the telephone and the telegraph called the telegraphone. The invention allowed someone from a telegraph station to send messages through a single wire. The invention became very popular, and Woods would sell the rights of the
Audrey! For Daddy's collectible Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Whatever, these turtles.
Like Edison. Pause. I find that a little insulting because he has his own name, but I'll continue. Glanville Wood was an African-American inventor who made key contributions to the development of the telephone, streetcar, and more. Glanville T. Wood was born in Columbus, Ohio on April 23, 1856. To free African Americans, he held various engineering and industrial jobs before establishing a company to develop electrical apparatus. Known as Black Edison, again, rude, he registered nearly 60 patents in his lifetime, including a telephone transmitter, a trolley wheel, and the multiplex telegraph, over which he defeated a lawsuit by Thomas Edison. Woods died in 1910. And the reason why I say that's rude is because this man is not Thomas Edison. To keep calling someone the black version of a white man, it's racist. But anyways, I'll continue. Early life. Born in Columbus, Ohio on April 23, 1856, to free African Americans, Glanville T. Woods received little schooling as a young man, and in his early teens took up a variety of jobs, including a railroad engineer in a railroad machine shop, as an engineer on a British ship, in a steel mill, and as a railroad worker. From 1876 to 1878, Woods lived in New York City, taking courses in engineering and electricity, a subject that he realized early on held the key to the future. Back in Ohio in the summer of 1878, Woods was employed for 8 months by the Springfield-Jackson and Pomeroy Railroad Company to work at the pumping stations and the shifting cars in the city of Washington Courthouse, Ohio. He was then employed by the Dayton and Southeastern Railway Company as an engineer for 13 months. During this period, while traveling between Washington Courthouse and Dayton, Woods began to form ideas for what would later be credited as his most important invention, the inductor telegraph. He worked in the area until the spring of 1880 and then moved to Cincinnati. Living in Cincinnati, Woods eventually set up his own company to develop, manufacture, and sell electrical apparatus, and in 1889, he filed for his first patent for an improved steam boiler furnace. His later patents were mainly for electrical devices, including his second invention, an improved telephone transmitter. The patent for his device, which combined the telephone and telegraph, was bought by Alexander Graham Bell, and the payment freed Woods to devote himself to his own research. One of his most important inventions was the troller, a grooved metal wheel that allowed streetcars, later known as trolleys, to collect electrical power from overhead wires. So, for those of you who use public transit right now, he has greatly influenced our current transportation in more ways than one. Wood's most important invention was the multiplex telegraph, also known as the induction telegraph or block system, in 1887. The device allowed men to communicate by voice over telegraph wires, ultimately helping to speed up important communications and subsequently preventing crucial errors such as train accidents. Woods defeated Thomas Edison's lawsuit that challenged his patent and turned down Edison's offer to make him a partner. I'll pause right there. You see why it's, again, rude to call him the Black Edison? Therefore, Woods was often known as Black Edison. Ugh, rude. After receiving the patent for the multiplex telegraph, Woods reorganized the Cincinnati Company as the Woods Electric Company. In 1890, he moved his own research operations to New York City, where he was joined by a brother, Leats Woods, who also had several inventions of his own. Woods' next most important invention was the power pickup device in 1901, which is the basis of the so-called third rail, currently used by electric power transit systems. From 1902 to 1905, he received patents for an improved air brake system. Now, pause. During my research, I've seen some people disputing him making the third rail, but a patent is a patent, and the proof is in the pudding, so I'll continue. By the time of his death, on January 30th, 1910, in New York City, Glanville T. Woods had invented 15 appliances for electric railways, received nearly 60 patents, many of which were assigned to the major manufacturers of electrical equipment that are part of today's daily life. You guys are starting to see a trend here. As usual, Black inventors are not taking credit for all of their inventions, and as usual, they're being bought out, unfortunately, by these big mega companies. But hopefully you enjoyed today's little snippet, and if you are still curious about him, feel free to look him up and continue your study.
Check her
Until
out,
then,
Lovely
I hope you
Rail.
like, share, or subscribe, please, and I'll see you next time.
Lovely Rail, y'all. Check her out.